guys, it's Megan. So today I wanted to do sort of a chatty video with you guys, which what videos aren't chatty that I do, but just to kind of have a conversation with you about my tips on what I've done over the past month or so to really help curb my spending and just different things that I have been thinking about that I haven't thought about before when it comes to spending money, buying things, just everything money related and like material objects related. So these are just my current musings about that, and I really like watching these videos and getting inspired by other people who are going down a similar path of being really into shopping or like buying things all the time, and then realizing and have that light switch flip off in your head and realize that you don't need to buy so much stuff, or you shouldn't buy so much stuff, or you can be totally and completely happy or happier if you're not spending so much money. Even if you have the money to spend, you could be doing other things with your money or saving it or making it work for you by putting it in stocks and investments and stuff. So I just wanted to chat with you guys about this because it's something that's definitely been on my mind a lot, and I think that it's good that it's constantly on my mind, because before, when I have tried to do no buys or low buys or make out 2013 or just different things where I'm trying to limit my spending, I felt like I was always so restricted and so miserable basically, because I felt like I had to like not do what I like to do, and what I like to do was shop and buy things. And when I realized about a month or two ago that buying stuff does not make me happier, it adds more stress than I would ever have thought before that it did. And when I realized that it just didn't bring me happiness, like I guess I figured that it would bring me happiness to get new things and to just always be wanting more, it did not make me happy. And when I realized that it didn't make me happy, that is when this became so much easier. Like insanely easy. And it took years to get to this point, and I know some people, it's very easy for them to stop shopping or limit their shopping or limit their spending or whatever their goal is for money or their purchases. It can be very easy for some people to just be like, I'm not doing that. For me, it took a very long time, and you guys have seen my evolution of this whole mentality through my videos and what I've shared with you, and I've definitely had really like good things that have come out of trying not to shop or not to spend money. But I've also faltered a lot, and I will be the first person to admit that I am not perfect. I'm not showing these videos to you because I think I'm perfect or because I'm like so great at limiting my spending or anything. I'm not like a financial genius. I wish I was. I think it would make life a little bit easier if I was, but I'm just sharing with you as a normal person, like all of us are, how I have tried very hard and diligently to curb my shopping addiction and curb my spending and increase my savings and my interest in finance. And it's became such a passion of mine to think about finance goals and to think about my ultimate life goals. And I mentioned this in my financial goals for 2016 video, that once I realized like more important goals for myself down the line, whether it be move out, get a new car, eventually I want to get married, have a family, be able to be financially independent, and realizing those things that I never really thought of because I didn't, when I was in college, like I wasn't thinking about those types of things. Like, yeah, they crossed my mind, but I didn't feel like they were right around the corner. Now, only 2 years after graduating college, I feel like life has completely changed. Those things do seem like they're right around the corner, and it's just a huge shift in basically my entire life. Because when I graduated from college, I was scrambling to find a job. I was miserable. I just felt so depressed about not having a job. Finally got a retail job, still was depressed, still was miserable. And then I finally got a full-time job that I really, really enjoy, and it totally changed things for me because I have much more financial independence and ability to save way more than I ever thought I would be able to at this time in my life. And like you guys see, because I do videos about material objects and shopping and the newest things and the things that I'm buying, you see what I'm buying. You see the regularity of it, and I definitely noticed that it was way too regular, way too much on a regular basis. And I'm so glad that I make these videos, because even if I don't realize it at the time, when I look back on, oh, how often do I do hauls, or how often, like, whatever, I can see that, I think, much easier than I would if I wasn't making videos. Like, before I made videos, I still shopped a lot, but I was like, I feel like I was such a kid before I started making videos. Like, I started making videos my sophomore year of college, and I just had gotten a job on campus, and I didn't really have a ton of income before that. So it's not like I could shop a lot. So now that I have money, it's much harder. When I've mentioned this before, but it's much harder not to shop when you are financially able to shop. And it's so easy as an outsider to say, well, you have all these goals, like, don't spend any money towards other things because you have these goals of moving out, to do different things with your life. And it's very easy to say that as someone from the outside, and I don't share the amount of money that I save or the amount of money that I earn, because that's a very personal thing, and I don't share that even with people that I'm close with in real life, because it's very, very personal. But I think if you really watch my videos a lot, and I don't know if it comes across, but I am really trying at this, and I wasn't trying 100% before like I am now. But like I said, it took a very long time to get to this point. So if you are like me and you can't just change your habits like that, you can't go cold turkey, and you see people that can do it, it can be very discouraging. And that's why I really limited myself with what I talked about on my channel when it came to finances, low buys, no buys, because I felt like I was so unsuccessful, and everyone saw me as unsuccessful with that. That's just how I felt. And even if that's not true, it's how I perceived it, and it just made me really feel poorly about my ability to do that. And once I realized that that is not what matters, it doesn't matter what other people think, if they think I'm successful at it or not. It's what is actually happening and what I feel, because it's my money, it's my life. I feel like we hear people say that all the time on YouTube or celebrity culture, or on Instagram or whatever. But it's weird because there's so many things that I am sharing my life, but it's not the full picture, So it's kind of a weird thing sharing on social media and a place where people know you better than you know them, and it's just this weird thing. So I could get more into that, but it's just kind of a mind trippy thing for me. So anyhow, what I really realized is that once you get to this point where you realize these things are making me happy, these shopping habits are making me miserable, I feel so powerless because I'm always wanting to shop, and shopping is definitely an addiction. It definitely was for me, and it's hard to get over that. But over the past few months, I've used tips that I have heard from other people, things that I've read, and also different things that just have changed in my mind that have really, really helped me out. So I know that was a long explanation, but I just really wanted to share this openly. I don't have like a list like I normally do, and I don't know. I just feel very free-flowing right now. So the number one most important thing, I think, for anyone that is really an impulsive spender when it comes to sales, new things, flash deals, just all those things, gifts with purchase, anything like that, unsubscribe from Sephora emails, unsubscribe from Ulta emails, Nordstrom emails, Neiman Marcus emails, individual company emails, unfollow their Instagram, unfollow their Snapchat, unfollow their Twitter, unfollow their Periscope. Everything, you have to limit your exposure to that. And that has made a huge difference to me. And my other addiction, when I was like shopping a lot, especially around Black Friday and into the holidays, I was always on the Sephora Beauty Talk community page. And there is just an overwhelming amount of information on there. There's sale threads that are always posting the latest deals. Like literally, the minute a deal goes up, that's posted. There's deals every single day. There's new things. Nouveau Cheap does it. You can see new stuff on Temptalia all the time. I totally cut those out. I still, like, this is the end of January, and I've been doing this for about a little over a month, like ever since I finished Christmas shopping. I cannot go on those websites. I cannot look at the Sephora community page. I never go on Nouveau Cheap. I never really look around on Instagram for other people. I just have, like, just the people that I'm following. That is it. And it's kind of sad almost, because I really enjoyed looking at especially the Sephora community page. That was so cool, and I was really starting to get involved with that page, but it was, at least the pages that I was looking at, was always encouraging me to shop. And even if they weren't saying like go shop, it was all these deals that I wanted to buy the things that were on sale, or I wanted to buy something because there was this free gift, or just because it was 20% off, which isn't even a very good deal, to be honest. Like 20% off in the realm of things is not that great of a deal. So I really have just gave myself tunnel vision, and when I have the urge to go to that Sephora community page, I look at something else. I look at news, or I look at Mr. Money Mustache or another finance blog. I've been really into cooking lately, so that's been kind of my outlet, my different thing to look at when I'm bored, or when I just need to take my mind off of work. I just quickly search like recipes and then kind of get that out of my system, and then can go straight back into what I really need to be doing. So having interests other than makeup, I think, has also really helped me, because before, my hobby, like YouTube is my number one hobby. It's my absolute favorite thing to do with my spare time. I put tons and tons of my spare time into YouTube, and I absolutely love it. I have gotten so much joy out of doing YouTube over the past few years. It's like insane how a hobby can bring you this much happiness and this many new friends and such a community feeling. And I absolutely love YouTube, but I make videos about material objects, and it's weird to want to be having less material objects while also filming videos about material objects. And that's still something I'm struggling with internally. And that is definitely what has really, really exponentially increased my shopping over the past few years. Like I said, it didn't help that I didn't have money before I started YouTube. Then I got a job and I slowly had money to spend. But then also being more involved on YouTube makes me want to share different things and give you guys new ideas of stuff to buy. And I don't want to feel that way anymore. I don't want to encourage you to shop, because I don't want people encouraging me to shop. So it's just this weird type of thing that I'm in this limbo and I'm trying to figure this out, and it's definitely something I want to share my feelings with you guys, because I know so many of you found my channel because of project pans and different projects like that, and no buys and low buys and like finance things, and I really want to really focus on that. I want to focus on those financial things and those limiting, like spending limit things and projects and stuff. I want to do more of that than I do, oh, here's all the new crap that I bought that I really like. Even though I definitely will do that. I will definitely still buy things from now and then, but I don't want it to be a regular occurrence on my channel. I want it to be kind of like, oh, I got this, or look at this new cooking thing that I got. Like, I want it to be not so focused on makeup. And I realized this in the shower this morning, because I do such great thinking in the shower, that what's so bizarre to me is that I have no problem spending 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, more than $100 on beauty things. I'll spend easily over $100 on a perfume, or easily $50 on a makeup brush or a eyeshadow palette or whatever it is. I think about it, but I'm like, wow, this is such a good brand. I can get a Chanel thing for only $45 or only $60 or whatever. And then when it comes to other things like clothing or shoes, or I really want this hot chocolate maker from Breville, but that's like $100. And even though I think it would bring me and also my sister and probably my parents a lot of happiness to be able to make your own hot chocolate from scratch, $100 on a chocolate maker seems so ridiculous, but $100 on perfume seems perfectly rational. Why? Like, both of those things might be 100% irrational, but for me, the perfume, oh, that's worth $100. But this hot chocolate maker, oh, that's not worth $100. So it's this weird thing that I just realized today that really inspired me and sparked me to want to talk to you guys about this, because when you're thinking about it, when this is on the top of your mind all the time, like trying to be better at not buying things or spending less or whatever your goal is, when that's on the top of your mind and you're thinking about it in a positive way, like when I think about not shopping now, I think about saving more, not having less, like having less things, because that's what I felt before. Before, I really felt so like I couldn't get what I wanted. I wanted all these things. I wanted more. And now the thought of having more stuff freaks me out. Like, I have really condensed what I own as far as makeup. I have the things that I really enjoy, and there's definitely more improvement to be made, and I'm going to be hardcore focusing on using stuff up this year, which I've already used up a lot, and I just filmed my empties video yesterday, which you guys will see before this video. And I'm really happy with how I am continuously using things up and actually not bringing much more in. And that is what this year is all about for me. It's using what I already have, only buying things when I absolutely need them. And I will have mess ups. I will buy things that I don't need, but I am so much more conscious about it now. Like, it takes me weeks now to finally decide on buying something that's like $20. Like, it's such a new experience for me, and it seems so strange yet so amazing at the same time. Like, I wanted to get more toothpaste and more Listerine that didn't have alcohol in it, and my LA Girl concealer, and this Neutrogena T-Style shampoo that I really like, and I think there was one other thing that I was getting from drugstore.com. It took me most of January to purchase it. Even though it was literally only $35 and they were all things that I actually needed, it like pained me to buy it. It was so weird and an experience I have really never had before. I've been so easy, especially online, to click add to cart and then check out. And I'm really not doing that anymore, and I know that it's only been a month. So I do want to keep you guys updated. I'm not sure if I'll do these types of things every month or anything like that, but I know that it's only been a month. I know that my life hasn't completely changed, but my mentality has completely changed. And I know that if I stay on this path, my life will change and my habits will change and they will change permanently. And that is my ultimate goal for all of these years of trial and tons of error. I just want to have this freedom to buy things if I want to buy them and if I need to buy them, but not feel like I need to shop because that's what makes me happy. I want things, much more important things to make me happy and to look forward to. I still have all this makeup. I still have fun getting ready, and I love doing the get ready with me's with you guys, because not only can you see me do makeup with things that I typically already have and just like doing different looks with them, but I also get to chat with you on a much more personal level, and you get to know me better than just what you know about me and beauty products. Like, I love to talk to you guys about TV, and now I'm really into cooking. So I've just enjoyed sharing myself more with you guys in traditional ways that I would just talk about makeup. So usually in Get Ready With Me's, I just talk about makeup. But now I talk about myself and other interests, and I think that has made me much happier doing videos, because I definitely started to feel very pigeonholed. Like, I really narrowed what my videos were about, and that was just like a personal choice that I went down that path, just beauty, then I did Project Pan, and I really felt limited. But I guess over the past 6 months or so, I have really tried to broaden what is on my channel, and I've been really vlogging more, and that has been so much fun, and that is also really sharing more of my personality and my real life and different things that are going on other than just makeup, because that makeup is like this small of a portion of my life compared to everything else. So one of the things I did want to mention with my products to use up and wish list spreadsheet, which if you haven't seen this before, I just quickly made this in Pages on my Mac, or you could do Word on a Windows computer, but I just have a column for products to use up, and then I have the categories, and then next to it on the opposite side I have my wish list items for those same categories, so they would like match up if I had wish list items for every category, which I don't, which is good. But so I've been looking at this pretty much once a week, every week, and what I do is I have all the products that I want to use up, and then I check them off as I use them up, or if they don't work for me, I cross them out and I pass them on or throw them out or whatever. And what I did today was I put this little thing up here that says star equals holy grail, and so next to products that I know that I'm going to repurchase that are my absolute favorite in that category, that once all of these other things are gone and once I try out some other things, I will always go back to that. So my nighttime moisturizer holy grail is the Kate Somerville Goat Milk Cream. Duh, everyone knows that. But to see that, and to see once I use up all this stuff that I don't like nearly as much, I can have that one thing that I really love, that really brings me happiness, that does exactly what I want a nighttime moisturizer to do. That is the goal with this list. Like, I don't want a list like this for the next few years. I want to really narrow down what I own and what I purchase. And yeah, I want to try things from now and then and to experience a new product and like trial a new brand, but I feel like I've done that so much. I've tried so many things, and so many things, they're just okay. And a lot of things now that I try out are much more expensive than when I was really into like the drugstore and stuff. Now I try out things that are so much more expensive, and that is fun to do. But when I have things that I know that I like the best, like barely anything would ever beat that, I just want to get the things that I really like, and I want to limit how much I try, and I don't want to just limit myself so much that I feel so bored or anything. Like, if I want to try something new, I'll try something new. But what my ultimate like hope and goal and just desire is to have a much, much smaller, especially as far as skincare goes, a much smaller condensed collection or routine that I have things that I really like. Certain categories like cleansers and masks, those things might rotate and change a little bit more than my favorite serums or my favorite moisturizers. And I've also come to the realization that some things I don't want to splurge on, like cleansers, oil cleansers, makeup removers. Those are things that I really don't see the point anymore of investing in. I want to find things that are either at the drugstore or fairly mid-range price that I wouldn't feel like, oh my god, whenever I have to repurchase it. Because at this point this year, I will pretty much have at least the majority of the year being able to use just what I already own. So I'm not spending money on repurchasing or replenishing things. But I know once I get to my goal of using up my stockpiles of stuff, I will eventually have to buy things that I need for my skincare or for makeup or whatever. And I don't want the things that I decide to buy to be so ridiculously expensive that it's ridiculous, honestly. Like, I know I love the Amorovixa cleansing balm. It's gorgeous. It's such a luxurious treat, but that is never going to be something that I buy on a regular basis. You will never hear me say that that's my holy grail, must have, never can live without item, because a jar of it is over $100. That's insane when I can buy something that is just as good, honestly, but not quite as luxurious, that does the same thing, but is a considerable less amount of money. And Jacob's mom, I was talking to her like a few months ago, and I was telling her how I was using the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau foundation, and that I thought it was such a beautiful foundation, and it was really fancy and luxurious and really nice. And she was like, but is it worth like $50 more than like L'Oreal foundations? And I was like, I never thought of it like that. Like, I thought of, oh, is this worth it? And I was kind of on the fence. But when you think about, is this worth $50 more than a great product at the drugstore or a great product at a less expensive company like Urban Decay or Clinique or whatever, it really put into perspective that whole idea of what is worth like 10 times the price of something else. And I have been really thinking about that when I, like on this list, the things that I started as holy grail, some of them are more expensive, but a lot of them are one of the least expensive options. Like, my favorite foundation is definitely the L'Oreal Infallible. I think that it's better than any high-end foundation that I have ever tried, and it's just so gorgeous and so perfect and lasts all day. It's just awesome. And my favorite moisturizer, my body moisturizer, is from Trader Joe's, and it's like a few dollars. So yes, it's fun to try out products, and yes, it's fun to splurge on expensive things, because I could never afford anything else from Chanel other than makeup. I could never afford a pair of Chanel earrings that are hundreds or thousands of dollars, but I can have this fancy blush. And I know that that seems kind of silly, but I have always really liked fancy things and designer things, but it's not in my current life ability to be able to buy those things. And sometimes it's kind of hard or discouraging to see so many people on YouTube that are obviously much older than me, but some are younger than me that have like crazy expensive things and have these beautiful Valentino shoes that I want, or a beautiful Chanel purse, or are able to buy expensive sunglasses. And it's hard to see that. And I know that for most normal people, that is something that seems very, very unattainable and might never be something that I or people that I know will actually ever own. But you see it so much on YouTube and on Instagram and Snapchat, and it's so disillusioning almost, because you see people who are doing YouTube or Instagram or whatever as their job, and they have like these crazy expensive things, and you're like, what the heck? Like, I want to be like them, but I can only afford fancy things in a blush or in a lipstick. And that's why I think Tom Ford makeup is so just sought after and so popular, because I will never be able to afford something from Tom Ford in the next like 10 years. Like, maybe when I'm older and have a insanely awesome job, I would be able to, but seeing a Tom Ford lipstick for $50 or a Tom Ford eyeshadow palette for $80, that's a much less expensive price to pay for this amazing designer than to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars or whatever it is for another thing from the same designer. So that's something that also popped into my head today, that it's cool to be able to afford designer things, and I can afford designer makeup, but it doesn't mean that I should buy it just because it's designer. And I think that that is the habit that I got into a little bit that I'm really trying to break. And that was really inspired once I read the Mr. Money Mustache post about luxury being an addiction. And that is something that has really changed my perspective on a lot of my goals, and not goals, but my desires as far as material objects go, because I have this insane wish list of designer goods, and it just kind of makes me like life wouldn't be that much better if you spent $1,000 on those shoes. So it's just really interesting, my complete change in perspective as far as spending money, saving money. And I know this video wasn't really about the saving part, but I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated on my budget. I'm still working it out, and I don't feel ready to talk about an update at this point, but it will be something I'll update you guys throughout the year about. And I just really wanted to chat with you guys about this because it's really, really been on my mind. And I just watched Janelle. She did a video on her low buy update, and her and I were talking a little bit on Instagram about just like finance goals and savings goals, and the priority that like savings is like here and spending should be down here. And it's just really cool to have people to be able to talk about this with, because not other than my parents, like no one really wants to hear about this in my real life. So it's cool that you guys, at least some of you, are into this type of mentality. And I think that if, like I said, if this process is taking a long time for you, don't get discouraged. Try not to totally compare yourself to people that you see on YouTube. Don't compare yourself to me or to another girl or to another guy. Just do what you can at this point in your life. Try your hardest. Look at different things. Get inspired by things other than makeup or other than whatever your addiction or your really like expensive hobby is or passion is. Try to get interested in other things, and that is, I think, what has really, really helped me with narrowing down my beauty addiction, is just having other interests, getting into cooking, getting into finance, spending time with friends, looking forward to trips, planning trips, even if those trips never go through, just planning them and thinking about places to go it brings me a lot of happiness and a lot of joy probably more than makeup ever has. So it's just a whole new chapter, I think, that this year is going to bring for me, and I'm really excited about it. And like I said, it's definitely not going to be a perfect year for my updates. I'm not going to have 100% success at anything, but I am just really, really motivated and excited about how this year is going and will continue to go. And I'm really excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this really rambly, chatty video, and I don't even know what I'm gonna title this because I feel like I was all over the place with everything, but I just really appreciate all of you guys who watch my videos regularly and comment and follow me on Instagram, and it's just so cool to see the same people come back video after video or post after post, and I definitely recognize you guys, and I really want to try to get to know you like just as well as you guys know me, and it's hard to get to know everyone, but I really want to try a little harder at that and just get to know you guys a little more personally. But I just really appreciate any of you who spend like even just a few minutes each week watching my videos. I've said this so many times, but it's mind-blowing, and it like takes me like to the verge of tears because I never ever expected this in a million years, that this little hobby that I wanted to do would be this awesome way to meet people, really like-minded people and people that are into the same things, and it's just so incredible. So I just wanted to thank you guys seriously from the bottom of my heart for any amount of time that you have spent on my channel, and just your love is incredible. So thank you guys. I loved doing this video. To edit it will be pretty hard because I won't want to cut anything out, but I hope you guys enjoyed this anyhow. Sorry about my croaky voice and my like bloodshot eye, but yeah, thank you. I love you, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.